Hi, Elijah. Does it take a special mindset as an NFL player to be content and entirely motivated if you're only pretty much playing on special teams and not on offense or defense in your case?
I guess you could say it could take a special mindset to be a specialist and accept that role as a specialist. And I think I take pride in special teams, so I'm just thankful for having that opportunity and being able to go out there and do what I can to help support the team, you know.
Thanks.
Just want to raise your hand for questions. Anybody else? All right, Omar.
Good, thank you.
Elijah, I wanted to ask you about there's been a talk about how practices have been better lately. Not necessarily that being the reason behind the 3-game winning streak, but what does a good week of practice or crisp practice look like to you as a player?
I think, well, I'll just say, coach about halfway through the season, we hit the halfway mark, and he said, from here on out, we're going to have a better half of the season. We're playing a whole different type of football. And I think when he said that, the whole team kind of bought into that. And ever since, you know, we started our little streak, practices have had a little more energy to them. So I would just say, can you ask the question again so I don't get off topic?
What does a good week? No, you were great. You're doing great. What does a good week of practice look like?
A good week of practice, I mean, you come out, start with good energy the first week, and you kind of want to just minimize the mistakes in the beginning. There's always going to be mistakes in the beginning of the week, you know, but as long as every day we continue to gradually get better, and then by the time Friday comes, we have that crisp practice, we can put, you know, the Wednesday and Thursday out the window. As long as Friday we come with that crisp practice and everything's completed and we're confident, I think that's when we know we had a good week of practice.
If I may ask this question, does the shift from a walkthrough on Friday to a walkthrough on Thursday, did that impact anything? Because that kind of happened like maybe a month ago.
I don't know. I don't try to get too deep into that. I kind of just go with whatever the schedule is, you know, and if it's been working, it's been working. So, you know, we kind of just roll with it. But you can say that had a, you know, effect on it. But I just think we just came with a different attitude this second half of the season, and things have just been going in our direction. So we're just trying to keep stacking these wins up, you know.
Hal?
I want to ask you a little bit more about that sort of turning point that you mentioned. When you said the coach said we're going to play a different type of football, I assume you mean Brian Flores, not one of the coordinators,
yes.
right? And for you personally, hearing those words, what were you thinking? What were you feeling about this sort of reset that the team was undergoing?
I mean, I think it was just a mutual understanding amongst the whole team. I mean, we were 1-7, so I felt like we all knew something had to change, and we all knew we just weren't playing our best football. So I think it was just something that needed to be said. And once you kind of just got to put it out there in the air, and then it was the elephant in the room. So he kind of went in the team meeting and said it, and everyone kind of like, all right, yeah, we need to turn this around. And we kind of all bought in, and things have been on the uptrend from there. So.
All right, it worked.
Anyone else have a question for Elijah? Barry?
Elijah, just to follow those two questions, when it got to 1-7 with the 7-game losing streak, was Flo positive with the team as part of that message as opposed to chewing you guys out a lot? Was there an optimistic tone in his voice and in his message?
Yeah, I mean, he's always an optimistic coach. I think there's always a goal of winning. You know what I'm saying? You're never just gonna lay down and accept what was happening to us. So I feel like every week we were optimistic, and we always believe we should win every week. So I don't know. It was just a shift, you know. We had so many close games in the beginning of the year, and I just felt like it was a time that the ball was going to start going our way. So I think it was just that time of year that everybody knew there needed to be a shift. He wasn't necessarily chewing anybody out or like getting on anybody's head individually. It was just accountability, you know, like we got to do better.
And was there any message with it that he believes in you guys? Because there never were any, you know, cuts, firings, anything like that when it got to 7 losses in a row. So was the message delivered that he believed in you guys?
I wouldn't say that was what he said verbatim, but pretty much around that, he did say, like, we're sticking with our guys. We trust in you guys. And yeah, he did believe in us, and he still does. I mean, we have all the pieces on this team, from defense to offense and special teams. It's just, like I said, certain things, certain plays didn't go our way that were in big games, and now the ball's going our way. So we're just going to keep rolling with it. And I mean, just keep stacking these wins up, hopefully, and keep our head down and keep grinding.